This is Dio St. John coming to you live and direct and full effect, and I got to talk to y'all about this. Now, I was born in Columbus, Ohio, so it's really close to home to me, right? Or the suburbs of Columbus, right? So, okay, this right here. I'm sorry to say this, but there is no racial injustice that happened today or yesterday. What we have is adults in the community agging on and fighting alongside of these children in the neighborhood. Now, Micaiah, they say she's the one that called the police. But what we got was that the police got a call about someone trying to stab somebody. So she couldn't been. So you mean to tell me she called the police and saying, hey, someone's out here about to stab somebody, meaning I'm going out here to stab somebody? Because there's two different scenarios from the dispatcher and what people are trying to, quote unquote, say. She called them for help. Someone doesn't call for help stating that I'm about to stab someone, because the cops were coming on the report of someone trying to stab somebody. And furthermore, I've coached kids, 12, 13, 14 years old. 12, 13, maybe even 14, in football. Football is a very aggressive sport. We had kids from everywhere. We got hood kids and everything. If you don't think we didn't break up fights as coaches, we did. But this wasn't at school, and this was not on a football field. This was at a person's home. And there were adults on both sides there with these children, being aggravators and agitators. So when the police officer first arrived, I'm not going to show the video. You guys will see it. When the police officer first arrived, you see Micaiah push a Caucasian girl down to the ground that was dressed in all black. She had on black shorts and a black t-shirt. There was a couple standing right there, adult couple. This adult man who looks to be in his 30s, maybe 40 years old, began stomping out the 15-year-old white girl in Timberland boots. Micaiah then had the knife on her when she pushed down the white girl and was set to act like she was going to go stab the white girl, but the man started stomping out the white girl instead, so she goes and reverts to the woman in pink. Now, the woman in pink, when the officer first arrives, the officer is actually walking up to the woman in pink to talk to her because she had nothing to do with what was going on in the driveway. Micaiah goes out of the driveway, pushes the girl to the sidewalk, comes out to the sidewalk to the end of the driveway where the woman in pink was, pins her up against the car, and literally takes his big giant knife, as you see. And it looks like she's aiming low, but actually she went up high above the chest area. Looked like she was going towards the neck of the woman in pink. Said woman in pink, I was told, is the 24-year-old woman who brought the 15-year-old girls to Micaiah's house for whatever reason, right? You see the size difference. Micaiah, I'm sorry, but she was the largest individual out there, literally. You're the largest person there. You're the most physically dominant one, and you got a knife. You're going to, stab somebody in the throat, head, upper chest area. The cop did his job. And I'm sorry that it ended the way it did, but every adult there needs to be held accountable. Every adult needs to have charges pressed on them, especially the ones that were fighting with these children, and that foster parents need to be investigated. And if anything investigated, they need to be charged with child endangerment or something of that matter. Okay? Because if the adults would have been adults, none of this would have happened. If the adults would have raised their children correctly, none of this would even happen. So it's more or less a community thing. It's not a racial injustice thing in this scenario. It's a community injustice to where your community and these parents of this young lady and the others failed them in being responsible enough to keep them out of this situation or divert the situation or de-escalate it before the cops even got there. But that did not happen. And so this foster child is now passed away at the hands of the police officer. And what bothers me more, she's the only one that really didn't have no friends or family out there. She had people fighting on her side, like that dude in the grave stomping out that little girl. But she didn't have no real friends, no real family out there, or she wouldn't have been in that situation. Okay? So responsibility needs to be placed, do diligently on the correct people. And please, I'm sorry I ended this way, but you can't be the victim in this situation. Not when you're the aggressor. You're not standing your ground once these women approach you. You go inside the house, grab a knife, come back outside the house with said knife and assault people. I'm sorry, that's not standing your ground. I gotta go. I got children to raise. Love you. God bless. Peace.